My name is Ravi Verma. I'm the founder and org whisperer at Smooth Apps, and I am a Scrum.org professional Scrum trainer. Today I want to talk to you about the role of a product owner. And this is a series of epiphanies or discoveries that my students had when I delivered a professional Scrum product owner workshop in Lima, Peru, at the request of my friend Joel Francia. So as we were going through the PSPO workshop, my students had an epiphany. And what they shared with me was that it appears that there are 3 or 4 key attributes or conditions that are necessary for a product owner to be successful. Number 1, they must have an entrepreneurial mindset. So Ken Schwaber and Gunther Verheyen and Scrum.org, what they taught me when I attended my PSPO class is that a professional Scrum product owner is like an entrepreneurial mini CEO. In many companies, the role of a product owner is given to a person who may previously have been a business analyst or a project manager, and typically the kinds of behaviors that have been appreciated or rewarded by people or for people who are playing these roles are very different from entrepreneurial behaviors. So in many cases, maybe a business analyst is rewarded for tremendous attention to detail and trying to unravel or simplify or capture complex business processes. A project or program manager may be rewarded or incentivized for on time, on budget, on scope delivery. Whereas an entrepreneurial mindset is completely different. In no way does it devalue the important work done maybe by a business analyst or project program managers. However, entrepreneurs need to behave in a very different way to build and deliver successful products. So point number 1 is that to be a successful product owner, you need to have a person who has the courage to be an entrepreneur, to make gutsy moves in an atmosphere of ambiguity, ambivalence, and then to make small bets, deliver them to the market, and then use data to figure out what worked and didn't work, test their hypotheses, and as Eric Ries in the Lean Startup would say, build, measure, learn. So that's attribute number 1 for an effective product owner, the entrepreneurial mindset. The second attribute or condition that might help a professional Scrum product owner succeed is awareness of what's going on in the market, awareness of what's going on in the company, the competitive landscape, maybe macroeconomic factors, threats and opportunities that are emerging in their market, in the world. Okay? So you need entrepreneurship, you need awareness, situational awareness of what's going on in the world, in the market. The third thing is they need support. So product owner can't do everything that they are supposed to do by themselves. One thing I learned from Don McGreal, who is one of our Scrum.org professional Scrum trainers and a mentor, is a student in his class said, a product owner is like Santa. Every kid in the world is lobbying Santa so that Santa can give him or her the gift that they want. So they're lobbying to Santa and say, hey Santa, I was really good, I made good choices, I want Shopkins, I want slime. If you don't know what that means, chances are you don't have little kids. But Santa is the only person who gets to decide who's on the nice list and who's on the naughty list. Santa decides who gets their favorite gift or the toy, and Santa decides who gets a lump of coal. In the game of Scrum, the product owner is like Santa. Everybody is deciding, everybody is trying to lobby Santa to prioritize their product backlog item over others. And there's never enough time or enough money, mercifully, to implement all of the PBIs that stakeholders want. So Santa or the product owner has to make a choice. Which product backlog item goes to the top and which product backlog item goes to the bottom. Now, once the prioritization decision has been made, the backlog item has to be refined so that it is ready for sprint planning. It must be actionable and ready, as mentioned in the Scrum Guide. Now, just like Santa doesn't make all the gifts, he doesn't package all the gifts, and he doesn't deliver all the gifts alone without support, so too the product owner does not refine all of the backlog items by himself or herself. As the Scrum Guide mentions, backlog refinement is something that should be done in partnership with the dev team. So just like the elves helped Santa make the gifts and pack up the gifts and help with delivery, so too the dev team must help the product owner with refining the backlog items so they are actionable and ready. So coming back to the attributes or the conditions needed for a product owner to be successful in the game of Scrum, they need the support. They need the support of the dev team and the vested stakeholders in refining the items so that they are actionable and ready for sprint planning. And the last and the most important attribute or a precondition that is needed for a professional Scrum product owner to be successful is empowerment. So in many companies, the mindset is that product ownership is something very tactical, it's very low level, and it is delegated to someone who does not have power to make decisions without getting wrapped on the knuckles by someone more powerful. So companies who want to maximize the return of investment from a Scrum adoption, they have a choice to make. They can either delegate the role of product owner to someone who may not be high up in the org chart. However, to maximize ROI, they should also empower the person. With great power comes great accountability. So empowering a product owner doesn't mean it's a blank check and they can do whatever they want. Every sprint review, the stakeholders get a chance to inspect the value that has been created by the product owner and the Scrum team, and they can provide feedback and they can hold the product owner accountable for optimizing value. However, if you delegate the role of a product owner but you withhold the power, product owner is nothing but a glorified project manager or a glorified typist, chief story typist, chief project manager, and that may not give you maximum ROI. So what is the second choice? If you are uncomfortable, your organization is uncomfortable with delegating or empowering your product owner because you think they don't have these attributes, they don't have an entrepreneurial mindset, they don't have the knowledge that is needed, they cannot make effective decisions to optimize value, well, you could either invest in mentoring and coaching them so that you raise their capability to address your concerns, or you could elevate the position. So you could either delegate the role or elevate the role. Delegation means give it to someone who may not be as high in the organization and you invest in them, or elevate means you pick someone in the maybe higher up in the org chart who has the power, who has the support, who has the entrepreneurial mindset. And if the problem is that they don't have enough time in the day, let them still play the role of a product owner and then delegate the administrative work, the time-consuming work. So centralize the strategy and decentralize the tactics of backlog refinement. Okay, so just to recap what we discussed in this video, we discussed 4 conditions that might help a professional Scrum product owner be successful. They need an entrepreneurial mindset. They need situational awareness of market trends and conditions. They need support from the dev team to create actionable and ready items for sprint planning. And they need empowerment from stakeholders and management. Now, you have 2 choices. You can delegate the role and mentor and support the professional Scrum product owner, or you could elevate the role to somebody who has power, and just make sure that you centralize the strategy of product ownership and you decentralize the tactics of product ownership to the dev team. Hope you found this useful. Let me know what you think, and if you had a chance to apply what I just shared. Either way, I hope you found this useful, and I would love to see you in the next video. Until then, thank you, keep calm, and Scrum on.